July 19th for us. We are in the middle of our summer vacation, having a really good time. As you can tell from all those clips, we're having a really amazing time. I'm so happy to spend so much time with Liam. I love summer vacation. I love having him with me constantly and us exploring new areas together. It's really been a great summer vacation and we are so blessed. But recently I did spot some weird bumps on Liam's fingers, and they were like just really concerning because they were just really ugly looking, and I just didn't like it at all. It just made me go, oh. When I saw it, I was just like, oh, I don't like it. So I made an appointment with a doctor really quickly after I saw it. So it took us like about a week and a half to actually see a doctor, and by the time the week and a half was over, his bumps did go down a little bit. The ones that are on tips, they go down a little bit, but the ones that are knuckles are still pretty like big. So we went to the doctor. We spoke to two different nurses, the regular nurse and her supervisor. And the regular nurse, the first nurse, she looked at it. She didn't know what the heck it was neither. She literally got on a computer next to us and was like researching it. And she was like asking me a bunch of different questions. She was like, did he have a fever recently? And I said, no. As soon as summer vacation started, he has not had a fever in like maybe 2 months already, which is like a miracle because we usually get a fever every single month, but he hasn't got one at all during the summer vacation. We've been really lucky with that. So no fever. I don't think she didn't think it was a virus because usually a fever is accompanied with a virus. She asked me if he puts his fingers on things, like if he's like a toucher of like dirty things, and I was like, no, Liam is not really a very like curious autistic kid. He doesn't want to like, you know, touch everything. When we're outside, he doesn't really touch the dirt or pick up rocks or anything like that. Like he's usually just, you know, to keep his hands to himself. So I don't think it's anything touching or anything, you know, like nasty like that. I don't think it's anything like that. She asked me, if he puts his fingers in his mouth, and I said no, maybe occasionally he'll like bite his fingernails, but he doesn't really like, because the bumps are like here, he doesn't really like stick his fingers in his mouth to that extent. So I was like, no, he doesn't really do that. So he was asking me like a bunch of different questions. Have we been anywhere recently? Does anyone else in the family have that? And I was like, no, no, no. So she was just going through a bunch of different like options with me, and she settled on maybe it could be him like biting his fingers and maybe getting irritated. So I was like, maybe, I don't know. But she said that it doesn't seem dangerous. If it's not like, you know, leaking or like to the point where he can't move his fingers, then she said it doesn't seem like it's dangerous, but she just didn't know what the hell was. So then she got a supervisor, and her supervisor, as soon as she looked at it, she was like, these bumps on knuckles look like calluses. And she said it reminded her of like a boxer knuckles. But then like I took a moment to like think about that. Like maybe the calluses could be from him banging things. Cause I told her he bangs things quite a lot. My son is a banger, stimmer. Like he like when he's just sitting on the floor or whatever, he'll bang the floor, he'll bang the wall. Like he's a very physical stimmer in the sense of his hands. He likes to bang, even when he's happy, excited, mad, like he'll just bang. Anything around him, he'll just bang. So she was like, maybe that could be the cause for the calluses. And I was like, but these bumps appeared overnight. Like I didn't really like notice them. I mean, they didn't like really show until like a week ago, like out of nowhere. And she was like, maybe from the years of him banging things, it just, you know, grew and grew and grew until it was finally noticeable. But she said that like years of doing something like this and doing like this and banging could cause calluses. And I did kind of agree with that, because Liam has been banging for his entire life, but that's been his main stemming, banging or going like this, flapping his hands. And she said that just holding it like this could cause the irritator on his tips, because he's going like this so much and going, and the friction of doing this, of banging and stuff like that, could cause the irritating and the calluses. So I was like, you know what, that kind of does make sense. And I was like, I'm not really sure what I can do about that. And she was like, she does understand that he has autism, and autistic people, they have to stem. Like it's not really appropriate for me to be like, stop doing that, because that's just how he stems. That's how he self-regulates. That's how he calms himself down. He's been doing it for years. She says she understands that it will be inappropriate to ask for him to change for his behavior. But she did like advise me to like get him some Aquaphor or like some cream to like lubricate it and make it like a little bit like repelling the irritation and the friction. Maybe like just having it lubricated might help the friction a little bit. I was like, yeah, that sounds good. And she basically was like, you know, because he has to come back on September. I usually take him for his yearly health check in September when school starts. So we'll go back in September and we'll see how it's doing, to see if there's any improvement, to see if it's getting any worse or whatever. But basically, yeah, she basically just diagnosed him with like just hitting stuff and making calluses on his hands, which made me like really, really sad to think about it. The point where like he's stemming so hard, like he's like hurting himself. Like it just hurt my heart. I was like, I feel so bad for him. And she was like, you know, he can't really help it. He can still move his fingers. He's not in pain. It's just like, I guess, irritated, and just like his skin is hardening from it. And it just made me so sad, because like that's just what he's gonna do. He doesn't have any other way to like self-regulate, and that's his favorite way to self-regulate. I just feel bad that like it's affecting his body to the point where he has calluses on his hands. It just hurts my heart. And all these years I've been watching him do it, I didn't think that it was harming him, because he's not, you know, breaking things or like breaking his hand. And when he does, he doesn't go like, ow, that hurts. He just like nothing, like just normal stemming. It just makes me so sad that these autistic kids, that the only way to self-regulate is just like sometimes to harm themselves. Like I see stories about kids who like they bang their head on the wall, they just do all these like self-harming things, and it's just really sad to think about. This is the only way that they can self-regulate. This is the only way that they can release the energy. They're not like us regular people who would just be like, hey, I'm feeling kind of energized, let me go exercise, or let me go run, or let me go like, you know, drink some wine or something and calm down. Like they don't have that option. The only option they have is to just do these crazy like stemming things and sometimes harming themselves, and it's just like, it just sucks. It makes me sad. I don't want to be sad about it, but it just makes me sad that the only way that Liam knows how to calm down is just harming him to the point where he has calluses on his fingers. If that even is what it is, because I was doing some research on my own last night, and I did see things about like it could be stress bumps, which doesn't really make any sense to me because we're having like the best summer ever, and he's literally so happy right now, so I don't really think it was stress bumps. I did see something about like heat bumps, but we live in a pretty, like, we're pretty blessed. We have an AC in our house on like literally all day, so our house is not hot whatsoever. We are blessed with an AC, so I don't think it's heat bumps. And she did also mention it could be calcium depots or something, but she said that it would show other symptoms with that, like it will be a fever and other symptoms with it. So the only thing that we can diagnose is that maybe it's him with the stemming, and that just makes me sad. I know I keep repeating myself, but like as she was talking, I was just like feeling sad. I know that that's a part of his personality that he has to stem, but I think I will try my best to minimize him hitting hard objects. Like I feel like I will let him stem like this all he wants. He could flap his hands. He could go, his other favorite stem is to go da, 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 da. He could do that all he wants. But I think I will try my best to minimize him hitting hard objects. As much as he loves it, as much as it calms him down, really like his favorite way to calm down, I think I'm gonna try to minimize that the best that I can, because the calluses on his knuckles are just like, I can't, it hurts my heart so much, and I just don't want to see him with that. The bumps in the fingers, I think it's okay, because if he goes like that, I don't see how that could like really harm him that much. But the calluses on his knuckles, it just, I can't. It hurts me too much, and I don't think that's a good thing. So I think what I will do is get him some Aquaphor, put Aquaphor on him like every day throughout the day to just keep it lubricated and to just minimize the banging on the floor and banging on the walls for now. But yeah, we will go back to having a great summer. We will go back to having fun. There's a little bit sadness with the knuckles and stuff, but it's okay. As long as it's not like causing him any pain, they said to make sure there's no leakage or no pus coming out of it, to make sure that he doesn't seem like he's in pain to open his hands or close his hands. Like if it's not stopping him from doing that, they said that it's okay. It doesn't seem like it's harmful, just to keep an eye on it. So that's what we will do. And we will keep having a great summer. I just gotta remind myself that my son is happy and healthy, and at the end of the day, that's what matters most.